So let's feel this out. The importance of doing your warm-ups and getting that gestural feel in there is that, you're allowed to change things if you stay loose. If you don't stay loose, what's going to happen is, you're going to stick with the line you laid, because a lot of people will try to sort of work about the outline of the form and carve it into the paper, and but the head's too small. So that's sort of the point, is that to not fixate on one area and make it a defined thing. It's to flow and feel through. If you watch from the other video, you'll be able to see what the pose is. I'm changing it, okay? So as I'm changing this pose to help clarify story, I have a story in my head. He's going to reach back to whack something away. It's not a random choice, and it's not something to change because I put the line down and I'm uncomfortable about continuing. It's for a purpose and a reason, and that is to show that he's going to smack somebody, okay? So, the pose has changed, but I know what I want, so I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to continue with enough about the pose. I know enough because I know the story in my head. I'm going to finish it to a point where I think it says what it needs to say. And granted, 2 minutes isn't a lot of time. But if you notice, I'm working back into objects in order to clarify what I want to say. So as he's moved on, I feel the need to make sure that what I'm saying is completely understood by everyone. In the beginning, I wouldn't suggest continuing, because the primary focus of this exercise is to get multiple drawings, to continue your knowledge and exercise of drawing with energy, force, and light. So I'm at a point now where I've taken these poses and I've not only tried to make sure I caught the life and energy through my personal experience, but I've also arranged them on the page to work as an overall rhythm, just as each one of these has a particular rhythm or design to them. This whole page works as a composition as well. That's something that, give or take, we're here to focus on energy, life, and the gesture and warming up, but it's something to consider whether you're out sketching on your own, in front of a model, or behind your desk with the light on. All the other lights are off. Imagine. So I'll go ahead and just move on to the next page as the next whistle goes off. I'm just going to go ahead and do a series of small rhythmic sketches, and when I get to a point where I know that I can add more, I won't, so you can see the beginning of my process, or the process. So let's just start basically. Notice how it's really more about staying loose. Let's go with that. It's simple. Here's a point where I might actually change the pose in order to lift him off the ground. Always conscious of following the design aesthetic as this flows around to here. Okay? I could add more and design more, but I won't. You know, as you can see, I could fill these elements out after I've laid in my rough sketch. Okay? As long as the energy and rhythm is there, you can add to it. So all the energy and rhythm is there, so I know I can add to it. This is first, okay? This is number one. This is number two. Because I've not only added props to reinforce the energy of the pose, but I filled out shoes and striping and those sort of things. I couldn't have gotten here without having this information down. And as much as we want to do a good drawing, this information is more important. So we should focus on that. So with that being said, I hope this has been somewhat informative and that you come back and join me for the next time. Thanks.